Hello, Captain Pete, wrapping up ellipses here. Kind of a fun day we have in store for y'all. We are going to look at the graphs of the ellipses and find all our features. So up until now, we've looked at equations and we've found our features from equations. Today, I'm a visual guy. I like to see graphs, and sometimes I use the graphs to find the features. So today's a nice little day where we're actually going to just be given a graph. We'll find the features, and then we'll go the other direction and put that into an equation in standard form. So first of all, I just got a few steps for you. Our steps basically meaning finding features first. So we're going to write down all our features. We're going to write down things like the center. We're going to find our major and minor axis. We are going to locate our vertices, and and then we're going to plug that stuff into an equation. So I have two examples to do with you today. First example looks like this. So find the equation of the ellipse and all its features. Let me pull our whiteboard on here. Let's see if we can squeeze it all in. Okay, so this is what I like to do. I like to start off and write down these things. So start with our center. Here's our center right here. It's at 0, 0. Write that down. Boom. Talk about our vertices. Remember, our vertices are on our major axis. So our major axis looks like it's in this direction, 5 units up, 5 units down. So our vertices here are going to be 0, 5, and then the bottom one is 0, -5. So I like to kind of write down these information as we go. Put a dot there and there. Let's just skip down to our major axis. So that's the longer of the two. It's 5 up and 5 down. That's a total of 10 units. Nice. That's the nice thing about the graph. We're going to talk about these other two. These two here. This has to do with our minor axis here. It's a distance 4 to the left, 4 to the right. So that makes our minor axis 8 units. And our vertices then are 4, 0, -4, 0. The order you put these vertices in doesn't really matter, as long as you have them. Okay, so we have almost all our information. The only information you don't have is our foci. Now, we don't need our foci for the equation, but if it asks for you to find the foci, just make sure, I'll run you through the process here. The foci is c squared equals, this is what we did last lesson, a squared minus b squared. And and a and b are the length from the center to the a is vertex, and this is the length from the center to the co-vertex. So basically, our major axis, our a value is half of this. So our a value is 5, our b value is 4. So we can take 5 and square that. That's 25 minus 4 squared is 16. That makes c equal to 25 minus 16 is 9. Square root of 9 is plus or minus 3. So, oops, I kind of ran out of room there. Sorry about that. So if I was to ask what the foci were, we would say plus or minus 3 units from the center. That's important to understand. And our center is 0, 0. And we have to know what direction those occur on the major axis. Our major axis, or by our vertices. Our major axis for this is up and down. You can see from our picture here. So that means plus or minus 4. Here's your foci right here. And if I was going to write down those coordinates, I would write them down like this: 0, 4, and 0, -4. All right, lots of information. That's all review. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to take this information, we're going to plug it in right here to this equation. Start with your center, 0, 0. So it'd be x minus 0, y minus 0. So that's the same as x squared and y squared. We don't need to subtract anything. Or we don't need to subtract 0 and rewrite it like that. We can just put x squared. Put a plus sign here. We'll make these into fractions. It's always equal to 1 in standard form. The next thing we're going to do now is we're going to find our major axis. Our major axis is right here. Remember, that was up 5 and down 5. So we're going to take that number 5 and we're going to square it. That's 25. And because our major axis runs in this direction, that value, that 25, is going to go underneath the y. So right underneath this one. And then we're going to take our minor axis. Our minor axis was 8. Half of that is 4, so the length from here to here, that's the letter B, is 4. We're going to square that. That's 16. That goes here underneath x because it's an x and y direction. And voila, we got our equation. All right, well, let's practice one more here. So here we'll look at this one. This has the same type of features we want to start with. And then, yeah, I'll show you how to kind of go into the equation. All right, so let's start with finding the major axis. Our major axis looks like it's right. Well, let's start with finding the center. All right, so the center is +1, -2. Write that down. Now we're going to write down, find the major axis. This is the major axis right here. Locate A. To locate A, I'm going to count the major axis. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 in each direction. That's a total of 10. Major axis is 10. Letter A for the major axis is 5. It's half of that. So our vertices, we'll kind of skip that part for now, but there's our vertices right here. Well, let's do it. Our vertices then are, what is that? That's 6, -2, and then this other one over here is -4, -2. Okay, so let's stick with the major axis. If our major axis is 10, that means A is 5. So when I'm writing my equation here, I'm going to square 5. I'm going to put that right here. It's going to go underneath x because the major axis runs horizontal. That means the minor axis is going to go right here underneath y. It's going to be equal to 1. And then, yeah, we're almost there. Okay, so let's go the other direction. I'll grab a different color here. Let's go this direction. So this direction, this is letter B. Count 1, 2, 3. That's the length. You can count that. That double that. That's our minor axis. Letter B is 3, and we'll go 3 squared is 9. That's going to go underneath y. That makes our co-vertices up here and down here. So what are those? Those are 1, 1. And then the bottom one here is 1, let's see, what does it go down to? -5. I usually use that graph as a visual to help me with that. And then, you know what? Well, you can find the foci here. We would plug some of these values in to A and B, find it. Let's just skip that for now. In this problem, let's just finish the equation. So the equation up here is going to look like this. X and Y, keep the order the same. And then let's look at the center. Center is at +1. So remember, it's the opposite. And then for the y value, it's at -2. So +2. Voila. There you go. Equation from a graph. That's it for ellipses. You want to practice this just a little bit. You get a few problems where you're going to give in graphs and you go to the equation. So good luck, my friends. Till next time, stay clean, wash your hands, disinfect your phones, and most importantly, be kind.